All righty. Thank you, Kristen. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Wednesday, 3 December 2025, and this is a regular meeting of the Waterville Valley Select Board. I am Rich Reeder, the chair, and with me here today are Wendy Rathgeber, the vice chair, and Dan Bancroft, select board member. We've already actually had a call to order and opened the meeting and went right into a non-public. We've just voted to come out of non-public, so we now pick up with our public agenda with a privilege of the floor. I see a couple people here, privilege of the floor, just here to listen
I'm here to talk about the pond.
about the pond.
Yep.
Yeah, I think, well, let me, before, just give me a second. Is Megan coming? Do you know? We don't have Megan, we don't have,
She told me earlier.
David, and we don't have,
They should all be in attendance.
Dylan.
David
Alright.
is out with training today, but Dylan and Megan I expect to be here.
All right, so Tim, if we can just put that off
Sure.
until Megan arrives.
No problem.
All righty, so let's go over the minutes review. Anybody have any comments? And I'm going to confess that I did read I'm fine with 11:5. I did read 11:19 and I had some comments I wanted to make, but I didn't really get a chance to write them down. So maybe we defer those, but I can tell you what my comments are.
I'm good with 11:5.
All right, why don't we just do that first, 11:5?
Where'd it go?
Okay.
Stupid computer.
Does anybody want to make a motion to
I will make a motion to approve
the minutes for 5?
the minute, I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
the minutes for 11/5/25.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, now on 11:19. Again, I apologize. I hadn't had a chance to write down. I had a couple things I wanted to, and I'm looking for it now. Give me a second here. Actually, they were fine except for one area. I think there were a couple things potentially missing. I think it was also missing something that am I in the right place? Okay.
You did receive a copy with numbers as well, if that
We got
helps.
those
There was
elsewhere.
a second
right?
email. that came
Yes,
out where-
yes. All right, maybe I
The
should.
11:19 is not in the package, right?
That's
No,
right. It was separate. That I'm looking in the package. That's why I'm not seeing it.
That's why I'm
Sorry
not
about
seeing
that.
it.
No
Should see an
worries.
email from Kristen.
Yes,
Yeah, I have. it
okay.
here.
Let's see. Is that Kristen email? Where is it when you need it? Here it is, with the lines. Got it. Thank you. Yeah, much better. So it's the discussion starting on line 30, it's 37. For example, on line 42, there is something missing, I think, and there's some spaces.
Yeah,
So can we just defer these to have a chance for
It's just a formatting thing. I don't know.
DPW and, but it says DPW and something, someone.
yeah.
Yeah, the formatting, I'm not,
Something happened.
yeah.
Yeah, let's take another look. at
And I think it's
Yeah.
also missing an important part of that discussion. I'd like to get back to that.
Yep,
Okay.
we'll bring it back on the 17th.
All right. Okay, hello, Megan. Good, so let's go ahead and defer the 11:19 to our next meeting. Let's return to privilege of the floor. Tim, you said you had something about the pond you wanted to talk about?
Yes. You want me to speak up that, Mike?
Please.
Please, yeah, so people, we don't get
Okay.
complaints.
No problem.
Just check if it's on, Tim. I don't think I hit.
It's green.
Thank you.
I'm hoping that means on.
That's on.
You
Okay.
never know.
So the last select board meeting, I came and requested to have the pond raised as we needed snowmaking. Unfortunately, the pond was drained on Monday, which led us, now we're down to 1472.5 right now at the pond.
You're talking about 2 days ago.
Right, yeah,
That's so
so
much-
currently we're at 1472.5.
Okay,
For every for every foot that we're lowering it, we're at 1.4 million gallons less in water that we have in the pond. I'm not sure what the flow into the pond right now is, but the flow that we traditionally take out is about 1,500 gallons per minute. So we're gonna start running out of that pond here starting tonight. So hopefully we have enough water in there to be able to see us through this next two cold snaps, as we're seeing negative temperatures coming in on Friday
Mhm.
and negative temperatures coming in for about 2 days next week. So big snowmaking windows that we have, and we're planning to put up over 4,000 gallons a minute up onto the resort. So we'd like to get that pond raised. And I just want to ask questions as to why it was lowered. And, I thought we had a good conversation last time about raising it for snowmaking.
Well, I thought in our conversation last time, it was that someone, whoever you appointed from the ski area would contact someone,
Yep,
Megan
they did.
presumably, to have the blocks.
Correct.
put
Last
in.
week, Marissa sent an email to Megan requesting the blocks to be put in. Megan responded back, said, yep, the blocks are going in. We're raising the pond for the turkey plunge.
Right,
And that's where it was left.
so there wasn't I guess, was there an implication that Marissa, when she asked for it, that it would just be, the blocks would be left in until you guys said no? I mean, there's no length of time implied. I mean, I'm.
No, there's no
I might have-
length of time implied, but it's pretty safe to assume that we thought that it was going to be raised up and kept there, or we were going to receive a phone call saying, hey, we're going to be dropping the pond, or hey, we're looking to drop the pond, or are you guys looking to make
Yeah.
snow? Something along those lines.
Tim, this is an area where I think we probably need to improve the communications, so
Agreed.
it would help. Certainly, I think from our side, if when a request comes in, that we need the blocks put in, if you will, at this time on this date for this period of time. So for 10 days, 5 days, whatever it might be.
How about we say,
So
can we agree that a communication back saying we're going to remove the blocks would be
I
helpful?
think that would also be appropriate, to be honest with you. I think this has to be
Correct.
something where we're cross communicating together on an issue
Correct. Absolutely.
that's,
So I think I agree with you partially.
okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
Yeah, go
So,
ahead. Yeah.
I thought if I'm recalling correctly that the process that we had verbally agreed to was that whenever you needed water, that we would, as the base condition, if I can put it that way, and I apologize if the language isn't technically correct, we would have it lowered the roughly 2 feet per the manual that should have been using and now are trying to use, but should have been using since December of 2020. And that whenever you needed water for snowmaking, you'd give us 2 or 3 days notice so that we could put the blocks back. It would rise up to the level you needed, and then you'd take your water, but that in this communication, you let us know you needed it for, I was frankly thinking like 3 or 4 days. I think I remember you
Yeah.
saying that it happens pretty quick. When you do
Mhm.
take the water, it happens pretty quick. I don't know if this is correct or not, but I thought it was like within a day or a day or two, or something like that. So that's why 2 or 3 days stuck in my head. I could be misremembering. And that was the process. And then we just basically agreed that, as it turns out, Marissa and Megan would make this happen, coordinate it in a way that the actual people doing the work would coordinate what the decision makers
Right,
decided would be done. And later on, we would incorporate either this or something into our discussions on the water rights as part of a maintenance and use addendum agreement, or incorporate into the easement. So what I see here is that Marissa, that's the first thing I have, and I don't know if this is all the communication, whether there's others like telephone conversations or what have you. So Marissa sent email to Megan on Friday, the 21st of November, which was 2 days after our meeting, saying specifically that we're going to fire up the snowmaking system tomorrow, which would have been the 22nd, and could you please put the blocks back in the dam as soon as possible. So I think the timing was a little short, at least from my understanding, but okay. Decision was made. You wanted the water for tomorrow, and you're talking about Larry Gannon for the turkey plunge. Okay, okay. Right. So that was, I'm just trying to get the timing correct here. So, in fact, the blocks went back in on, help me, Wednesday?
Monday.
Was it Monday? No, it was
couple blocks.
Wednesday.
Say the 26th,
Started off with
25th.
2 blocks in on Monday, and then Wednesday we put in another
3,
2, 3.
2 or 3,
3 on each side.
3 on each side. So that raised the pond level for the turkey plunge. And then what was the date that they
We
were?
did take it back out.
Okay,
Monday the first,
this Monday.
Yes,
yes.
Okay.
Was there any communication to the resort on that?
take blocks out.
Yep.
No.
So the problem here, I think there's, the first problem is that I guess there was nothing in the original communication to us that how long you wanted it for. That would have been helpful. I think that was my understanding of how it would
Yeah.
work.
Oh, my understanding was the other way, was that you would be able to keep them in and then we'd have a communication back and forth between both parties to make sure that we were on the same page. So if we were planning to take it back out, there would be a communication going, hey, we need to take the boards out. We're gonna take the boards out on Monday.
I guess I thought.
Okay, that wasn't the way I
yeah,
thought it,
I
but
thought along the
okay,
line of
fair
what
enough.
Rich is just because we're trying to follow the Dam Bureau's, expectations, and the baseline is what we're trying to exceed for snowmaking purposes gladly, but there needs to be, I think,
Okay,
communication of
and just
time.
one clarification, the O and M manual is actually the operator's manual, so you're the operator, so it's your manual that you've written, that
Mhm.
you've issued to the Dam Bureau.
Mhm.
Well, that's what they have on
It's just
file.
a slight nuance, but it's an
Okay.
important one, just because it is something that you can go to the Dam Bureau and you can talk to the Dam
Yeah,
Bureau. about.
and as I said, we can discuss that as
Mhm.
long-term discussions as part of our water use agreement or the easement that you have for
Right.
water out of it. That's what I was trying to get at, that we could make changes from what we have on record with the Dam Bureau. And what I was trying to do was find a way to support what you guys need to do. We're all in support of that, but to keep to what we have now as what we think is the best recommendation
Sure, no,
based
I don't
on
disagree.
the
And
dam
with what you have to
function.
do
So,
now, and I honestly, I know you guys are getting flack about the fact that it looks bad. The
Yeah,
pond level being low really
Yep,
makes the
no,
town
we
look
get
bad,
that,
looks like a
yeah.
mud pit and all that kind of
Yep.
stuff. So I know you're getting it from both sides, but
yeah,
from the snowmaking side, when we put the dam boards in, we traditionally let that rise all the way up and we run the snowmaking knowing that we got cold temperatures.
Right.
We wouldn't have thought that they would have been taken out.
okay, well, that's where the miscommunication was then apparently,
Yeah.
because I think we were thinking that based on what at least what I had heard earlier was that it would take you like a
So-
day or two to take what the water you needed, and then you would let us
Right.
know, and then we would then take the boards out until the next time you told us you needed water, and if you give us
Yeah, it's not
2 or
quite
3
that
days,
fluid, just because once we start pumping, right, you
right?
saw the pond last year when we started pumping.
Yeah.
That was extremely low
Right,
drought level conditions. So we were affecting the pond greatly
Yeah.
at that time. It was,
Yeah,
you would suck
yeah.
down at night and you'd see it in the morning and then it would start
Right.
coming back up. We hadn't had to run that way since I've been here.
right,
Traditionally, we've been able to run pretty consistently and not affect the level terribly when it's at that high level. But remember,
Right.
it's a spiral, so you don't get as much when you get down to the lower end.
Yeah,
of
yeah,
it,
you're getting
not-
less
you don't have
water.
nearly as much water, so you're going to
Right.
end up sucking that dry rather quickly compared to
Right.
when it's up high. The point being there is when we raise the pond up, we make that snow throughout the cold cycle, and then that cold cycle is going to last for a while, and we'll be sucking off that pond for quite a while through Christmas, New Year's, and then sometime in January we'll stop sucking on that. So it's not quite that fluid where it's like 1 or 2 days. It's 1 or 2 days to get it filled back up. So if it drops all the way down, it can take a day or two to fill back up,
Mhm.
depending on what the inflow is. And so we can adjust it, but for the most part, we're going to be pulling off of that pond fairly consistently every few days, if not all the time, starting Friday. That's where the real cold snap comes in. When we get down below
Yeah, it's
20
supposed to be
degrees,
like
it's
-1
Right.
or
we
something.
start
Right.
really producing
all
snow.
right, well, that's different than what I understood
Sure.
Me as well.
in
That's
in
good
the
for us
past.
to have the conversation then.
So how do we move forward and prevent the damage that had happened previously, with the I'm losing the.
Well, with
trend
the
of
aerator, but also
But
the
collapse of
damage to the,
the boards and
Well,
blocks.
the
it's kind-
boards were an issue because we didn't see that storm coming. That storm
Well,
was,
and that's where keeping it low with the
It's-
blocks
it's-
out.
yeah,
So it's the
it's-
boards that were, just because like
Right.
even in the email, I see
Yeah.
things conflated, so the boards are the long bits that we want to not have broken and the blocks are what we put in and out to
Correct.
to
control.
control
So
the
just so we're
flow.
on the
Correct.
same page, so we don't want the boards to break. Because that sets off all kinds of alarms,
Yeah.
we have to notify everybody. So,
extremely key eye on weather is what that takes. And that's where the weather, when it comes in with a big storm like that, you've got a few days of notice, and that's where great communication is going to come into play. And we have to make sure that we know, hey, we're feeling that this storm's going to be a big one. We need to pull the boards. Let's
Yeah.
get them done.
the blocks,
The blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, that's where
Okay.
we need communication
Correct.
between both parties.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but what I'm hearing is we're going back to the old process.
yeah,
If I may,
yeah.
I had a chance on Wednesday to talk with Nate, who's operated the mechanism at the dam for over a decade.
Mhm.
And he had indicated to me that one of the problems that he's experienced in the past is that when you start seeing temperatures as cold as we're gonna see, if we put blocks in today to raise the level of the pond, in a week from now, the likelihood of those blocks being able to be pulled will be slim because of the freezing that happens. And he has to, there were times even with a torch, he couldn't break those free to lift the blocks out of that mechanism.
Even with the aerator,
Yeah,
Yeah.
he said he's had struggles, but he said there were some occurrences during a season where he had the flashboards activate twice
right,
because of that. So it's his, interpretation of how the dam operates. If we maintain the level of what our operating and maintenance procedure dictates during this time of year, he would avoid a major storm coming down the pipe and blowing everything
not
out
being able
because
to
we're not able to pull
pull
the
them.
blocks.
Yeah, that's the dilemma.
That was one.
But I think you had mentioned that you have the ability to pull water quickly if we need to lower
Absolutely.
the
1,500 gallons a minute.
pond
Yep.
in the event of an
And it's not going to be as
oncoming
quick. It's
storm.
just opening up the dam.
well,
Right, I
yeah,
mean, that
I
was one of
mean,
the
I don't think that,
comments you made
Hmm.
last time.
but not to the extent of protecting, I mean, I'm sure you were trying to blow water out before when we had the boards break, and that still wasn't enough, right? Am
I never
understanding that
was,
correctly?
I mean, I've been requested to turn it on when preemptively, when they pull the boards out
Yeah,
and try to put, when Jim was here, he asked us to turn the
And
pump
it goes
on.
into a holding tank, right?
No,
Or
it goes
what?
right to the river.
Oh, you take, oh. actually,
Yeah, it
and then
just
you-
goes down to a river pump
then you're
house and
pulling
the
it from the
overflow,
river.
the overflow goes out.
Okay,
So we have a retention system down by the river right here,
yeah,
that just has 2 wet wells in it.
right.
And when those wet wells get to a certain level,
That's what I was thinking.
then it goes
Okay.
out to the river.
Mhm.
At the current level, where we have the 4 boards pulled.
You've got all boards pulled right now.
Blocks.
You're a
Blocks.
foot below.
Blocks.
Blocks. people.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
blocks are pulled right now, so you're technically 3 feet below, so you're a foot lower than your OM even says.
So at the current level that the pond is at, how long can you pull water out of
Good
that?
question. And that's that the question there is how much water is coming in, right? So if we have more than 1,500 gallons a minute coming in, it'll stay right at that level.
Okay,
If we have less than 1,500 gallons per minute coming in,
yeah,
then it will start dropping.
Hmm.
Which we'll see, because we're going to start pulling on Friday.
so at the current level, you have the opportunity to shut the pump off.
Yep.
And then start it back up. once
Yeah,
the
but as soon
level-
as we turn that pump off, that means we got to go turn guns off. That means we have to stop making so much snow. There's 1,500 gallons a minute that we have to slow down.
But you're filling a retention pond.
It's only 1,000,000 gallons up there. It's just a cooling pond.
Okay,
And that retention pond that we have up at the mountain
Mhm.
is enough to last us for, if we are at 4,000 gallons a minute, we have to curtail back that 1,500 gallons a minute. We can last for enough time to be able to go curtail our guns back and get everything shut down.
Mhm.
And that gives us enough buffer time in that emergency situation where we're not getting water up to the mountain, that we have a few hours that we can get it down before we drain that pond.
okay.
Yeah. it's
Megan,
not
do
a
you
big
have any-
retention pond.
Thoughts about helping to smooth out this process?
Not really.
Okay,
I mean, it sounds like just wanting to go back to the old way. I'll do whatever the select board tells me to do.
I just think it's paramount that we avoid blowing out the boards because that, what was it, $14,000 worth?
Well,
of
I said,
damage?
yeah, and
Or
it's no
10?
one's interest because when that happened
No.
last year, we
And
couldn't
then the
get in
water's
there
gone.
and,
Yeah.
you know, we won't get the refill that you need, so.
Yeah,
I haven't looked at them, but I was concerned by the report that we received where we're already seeing cracks on the other side of the dam. I don't know what the magnitude of it is, but I know that we do need to
So
seal them, right?
Previously, the grade of steel, the thickness of it.
Right,
yeah,
yeah, you've talked
had-
about this, right?
Kind of just
Mhm.
went down over time. We did go back up to, what was in the plans, so it is a thicker gauge steel, so it will take a little bit more force to activate.
okay,
But with that extra force and the extra grade steel, it does have the possibility to damage the, concrete.
the dam itself, okay.
And there's our requirement to let people know downstream. We're supposed to, we haven't been doing that either. Supposed to be doing that too.
True.
Hmm.
And the danger.
Why
the
was the additional block taken out? May I ask, or blocks, or I don't know whether it's one or two or whatever. If-
Two different people took blocks out, I think in their head that there was just. One person took out this many and I think the other person just,
Who's
thought
directing their activities?
they did it themselves on Monday.
So as it is right now, we have the opportunity to put 2 blocks in on each side
We could, yes,
to bring it up to what the operating manual states.
the 2 foot below.
Oh,
yes.
we should do that then.
And you are interested in certainly blowing snow, because I know the temperature's getting very, very cold. Starting what, Friday, you said?
Yeah, I mean, we're
So,
gonna be turning on that pump tonight. We're in full snowmaking mode, so we'll be
So-
running that pump tonight. And to be honest, we had a clog in there, so we would have been running that pump last week, but a minx got into it.
what?
A minx.
Or
Yeah,
minx.
I've spent the past few nights down there trying to figure out what's wrong with that. so
Oh, Okay,
With an M,
Yeah.
not an L, right?
I had to figure out, we had to drain the
Yeah,
entire.
it wasn't a lynx, was it? It wasn't a
No,
Canadian
no,
lynx.
it was a minx. It was a minx. Yeah, we had
I-
to drain the
I can
entire
accept
well
that.
out.
That's
and
what an
had to
M
get
for the
up
record.
Inside of the pump.
Yeah.
From underneath and
so,
found out that we had a clog.
Okay,
So
so,
how that works,
Doesn't-
Dan, is from the top, when we're making snow
Yeah.
at the top, we can only get 2,000 gallons a minute past our booster pump house. But as soon as we make snow on the bottom, then we start ratcheting up how much gallons we're using. And we're at a point now where we can go full bore.
Just to, well, just so you know, it was directed from me that after turkey plunge was over at the start of this week to pull blocks.
Sure,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I
so-
think that was a
They
general
did it themselves,
understanding.
but it was still the direction. of
sure,
this.
because that was our
That's
communication
what we
at the
thought.
last board meeting.
So. At this point, you're making a request. For us to put the blocks in
And to leave them in.
and to leave them in.
Well, no, I mean,
For a
if you
period
have a
of
reason
time.
that you feel like, oh, we need to take these out, you know,
Right.
or if we aren't making snow any longer,
Yep.
if we're not making snow any.
That's what we're trying
At that
to,
level, then
Trying to-
yeah, we'll be fine.
That's what we're
And
trying to get at.
we're fine with taking the boards out when we're not using the snow. Now, from an ambiance standpoint, you know, from my town square hat, I'm saying we need to have water in that pond to make it look like a pond rather than a ditch. And as soon as we get warm temperature, that thing's just gonna be a mud ditch.
Right. I have to wear both hats. I like
There's another
seeing
hat?
the full pond, yeah, but I'm on
A
the
resident
select
hat.
board.
Right,
So. In my mind. We should put blocks
And
in.
you are representing your constituents, correct?
No, absolutely,
So.
absolutely.
all of them.
We certainly. I believe we should put the blocks in. Do we have any indications within the weather forecasts of a? You know,
Possible
an
warm-up?
extreme storm type thing
Not at the moment.
that's going to cause us problems?
Not at the moment. We got another 10-inch 5 to 10 inches next week. That's supposed to come in. We're full winter now. Now that's still early. and we can definitely see a January thaw. That's the one, those are the ones to watch out for, are those big thaws. You know, that any big wet event that could happen.
Yep.
I don't say the R word, please don't say that. But the big wet event, those things will
Right.
sneak up and those will wipe us out. And that's when we really got to make sure we get boards pulled out and we, you know, get as much water out of that pond as we can.
So it's that historically has not happened until January. He's talking about the January warm up.
I fully
you
understand what he's
typically
talking
get,
about,
yeah.
yes.
So, and we get rain, and that happens almost every year
Yeah.
to
we
some
all know
level, unfortunately.
It's
Yeah.
been a little different though. I think we've been seeing it at other times because of the change in weather.
Right.
Depending on the year, the El Nino years are more
I-
active than the La Ninas. We're in a neutral phase right now. Neutral phases are similar to last year,
Right.
where we get big dry spells.
Mhm.
So I would support putting the blocks in to raise the level of the pond so that we can help them get off to a good ski season, which is important
Okay.
for the town in general, because this is the time of year when people start their skiing. I would think that we should revisit pulling the blocks out after a couple of weeks, or at least lowering them. Just to make sure that we're in a good position. So that we don't end up, as Wendy said, blowing the boards out.
Yeah.
And I think that's
Well,
And I have heard of
critical.
the boards getting
I have to
stuck.
have your cooperation, if you will, in this as well. We can't just keep them all the way up and blow our boards out, which, to be honest with you,
Absolutely. We don't want
screws
that either.
everybody over.
We don't want that either, for
Um,
sure.
Because that's really not the appropriate action, and that wouldn't be, prudent for any of us here in this room
Yep.
to do.
but the bottom line is we have to be able to pull the blocks out without them freezing
Right.
and being
And
stuck,
There's
so.
one other
is there-
complication.
Yeah.
Besides freezing too, that Nate had brought to my attention. He said that if we have multiple blocks out, say if we have four blocks out of the
Mhm.
dam,
Mhm.
and I'm sorry, yes. If we have 4 blocks out of the dam, am I getting this confused? We're anticipating a major rain event and the pond's already started to flow,
Mhm.
right? Pulling multiple blocks out of the dam becomes a challenge because of the
Right.
flow of the water over the crest of the
Yeah,
dam.
Megan had mentioned that before.
Yeah, so he said pulling 2 is absolutely doable, but once you
Right.
get to that third, the
Right.
hook starts to bend and he's
Yeah.
not able to get the eyelet around the
Right.
hook
Because
of
the
the.
flow is too strong.
Yeah,
Right.
and he's experienced that a couple of times, which has resulted in the flashboards activating, just
Right.
for context.
No, I know Megan had mentioned that
Have we-
last time we were talking about it too, so.
Is there a different type of actuation device that we should look at?
I have not gone down that road yet, but
Have you
that's what
looked,
came to mind when I was looking at the block system, Tim, to be honest
Mhm.
with you. I was like, wow, this looks kind of archaic, but it's what we have right now.
Mhm.
Megan, have you looked at anything different?
I mean, coming from Texas, I mean, there's many of options out there.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But what we have is what was designed by engineers, so.
yeah,
Which they might not know how much we fluctuate our dam, so maybe it's worth talking to an engineer.
Well, again, it's certainly something
Are we-
longer term.
If you will,
could look
manually
at.
pulling those out.
Yeah.
That's the way we do it.
We're not using like a chain.
No
hoist over the
hydraulic
top to
chains.
Pull it up.
Couple of ropes go through 2 eyelets and then he pulls it up.
Good old fashioned manpower.
Mhm.
And we can't set up a little A-frame with a chain hoist. Chain hoist feet right over it and just.
Well, I
gives you
think we-
that, it gives you the benefit of pulling straight
I'm
up.
sure we
on it.
could, I'm sure we could have Megan research a lot of different options, but we can't do that this winter. So we have, this is time
Yeah.
sensitive and we just need to figure
Right.
out the best way forward.
Yeah, again, that was my idea of looking for a longer term solution as part of our discussions.
Yeah.
And maybe a different way of doing it so that this is not an issue it's gonna hit us now every November.
Yeah.
Unless we change the manual. Which I don't think we want to do, at least not
Right.
with the
Well, I don't
current
think
system,
that's a short-term activity. We
not
can't
the current system,
do that
so.
right now. It's too much on the plate, but
I mean, I think, I'm fine with a couple weeks.
Are there rules around how you can pull them out? Do you have to pull them out by hand? Is it like you can only use this much force on the boards?
I mean, no, but I mean, once there's water over it, it's kind of difficult to latch into the eyelets.
Oh, yeah, I get that for sure.
it's just that it's pushing against.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I just think if we have a mini excavator that we don't use all winter, we can park it right there, pull it right out.
So maybe what I'm hearing is that, this is a critical time for you guys.
Absolutely.
To make water. I'm perfectly fine to get the water level up. A couple weeks, keep it that way. If we can think about this a little bit more, we have another meeting scheduled in 2 weeks. We can see how things went and whether it's possible that, we can take the boards down, or do we still keep them? I'm sorry, put the boards, take the boards out.
Take the
That's right,
blocks up.
the blocks up. Or just keep them the way they are for the time being during this critical season, and then maybe see what it's like in January.
With the caveat of watching the weather.
Yeah, we have to keep
Yes.
a better eye on the weather. Now, I know you guys, you have your own, it's not proprietary, but you hire, right? You have a firm you use to actually give you your weather predictions as
Oh, yeah.
opposed to just listening to the local.
Mallory, yeah.
I'm sorry, who are they?
Mallory, Northeastern Weather.
Mallory, Northeastern.
Well, I
Weather?
compare NOAA, Spot WX, Euro.
Yeah, you do all the
GFS,
different.
all of them.
All the different model, but I imagine Mallory is actually specific for you.
It is specific for our different
What-
altitudes at our mountain.
And what you're
Correct.
looking at here,
Correct.
right? I wonder if we can get in on that to help us. We can,
Sure.
it's just it's just a company, right?
Yeah, yeah.
We
Mallory's
can
great.
contact them and see
Yeah.
what that entails. in
She's
terms of-
wonderful for all sorts of stuff, though. It's just because we're up in high altitude, and we're in this valley. Our weather affects us differently than what
Yeah.
NOAA's prediction is in Spot WX. So she gives a little more pinpoint analysis. It helps with quantity of snowfall, helps with winds, it helps with all that type of stuff, and it gives you another piece of information that can help you make a decision of when
Yeah.
something plows out and all those types of things.
I mean, in
Is that
terms of,
is that something that could be shared?
I can't share it.
as I meant by
it's
proprietary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I would think too that in terms of due diligence, this is maybe something we should have been doing
Yeah.
as well.
yeah.
Whether or not it could be shared, that we should have access to this type of information. So the director of the Department of Public Works can look at this and make a decision or call what needs to be done, and then you coordinate with the ski resort or you come to the select board, or excuse me, the town manager, and say, this is what we think we need to do, and go from there. That might be a way of getting a better handle on it.
yeah.
Yeah, may I
I-
make a suggestion? So I would like to direct my representative, who's Marissa, to
Yep,
always CC me on the communications.
yep,
I would encourage you to say the same, and for any communications regarding any actions to be taken on the dam boards, be communicated in both fashions, so that everyone's on the same
Okay.
page. To make sure that communication is the key, obviously.
yeah,
We want to make
that's
sure that if we are removing
What
dam
happened here.
boards, we don't have this happen again.
right.
So we'd like to get the heads up, and I think if everyone's in the same, on the same communication thread, that this would work well.
Okay,
What I would
For that
like to
recommendation.
request of you,
Mhm.
actually, and actually Megan, is not just random communications at this point. Because I think we need to get a good handle on the communications. aspect
absolutely
of
agree.
this. So I would like to recommend communications on, if you will, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, where there's an interaction between the parties, both sides.
No
So that
problem.
we understand the situation and the plan moving forward. And
yeah, you can have.
it might be as simple as, it's Friday, I'm gonna need the water until probably next Tuesday. And et cetera. It
Well,
just we need
Yeah,
to
you force a
force
meeting
that
so it happens.
communication, to be
Sure.
honest with you.
So, I mean, I think that was part of of my idea of having Marissa and Megan have
Yeah.
constant communication.
Yeah.
And not for it to be a formal email or a text back and forth, but just open that channel. You could say, let's add to that like a meeting or at least a telephone call, what have you,
Right.
once or twice a week. Maybe on Monday, what's coming down, and maybe on Thursday or Friday, just to make sure you're covered
And that's
until
what
the
I'm
next
thinking.
one.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I
I
I
don't
think
care
that makes a
how
lot of
people
sense.
communicate, I think it's important
Right.
that people do communicate,
100%,
and that's
Yeah.
critical here.
100%.
Because we have to work together on this.
Yep.
We have to protect the dam. And,
Yep.
you know, Megan has a responsibility in that vein, we have to protect, and we do
Mhm.
on the town here. We have that as responsibility.
Correct.
You have a need for the water, we
Well,
respect that.
and they have a right to whatever
And a
water's
right
in there,
to it.
whatever water's in there.
But I do think, you know, we run into problems when we're not all talking with each other, and I
Yeah.
think certainly this is something that's simple, it doesn't cost anything.
Correct.
Okay,
100%.
so we've agreed to put the blocks back in. Let's leave them in for the next couple weeks. Let's readdress this, think about this a little bit more. I think we
How
can,
many blocks?
Hmm?
What level are you on?
well, whatever the 1470, whatever gets us to 1475.5, right? That's been the standard, as I
So that's the
understand it.
regular summer height. And you've been drawing down 2 feet from the regular summer height.
May I suggest, just to get this started, if we can get the 2 blocks put back in, get up to the O&M right now, we're gonna be, Friday, we're gonna be making snow. We can actually get an idea of where the flow's at, because if you are bringing in more flow than we are subtracting, stay at that level. If we start dropping it down, then before the next cold snap, we'll put 2 more in, and then we'll see where we're at. Does
Yeah,
that
I
work?
mean, that's the sort of communication I had envisioned happening,
Yeah.
that we wouldn't have
Exactly. Exactly.
between Marissa and Megan. So, all right, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be all of them, just enough to see what happens, and then
Mhm.
Marissa and Megan can look and see whether we can leave it that way or whether you need more blocks in.
Okay, so are you directing Megan to communicate with Marissa?
Yes,
And vice versa.
yeah,
If- But we
And
can't
vice
look
versa.
direct Marissa,
Right.
but we can.
I'm just gonna
request.
point that out,
Yes.
though, we haven't been hearing responses, so
Okay.
that's what we need.
all right.
Okay.
So we need a directive for her to make sure she's communicating with Marissa.
The only one I responded to yet is the one I received today.
Okay, Ian,
I received one from Ian.
about the rocks that are underneath the bridge.
What bridge, what rocks? All right, well, we'll check on that, but we will deal with
Very good.
town staff. Thank
All I
you.
ask.
All right, so I think we've got it, right?
Yeah.
I think we've got where we're gonna go from here.
Yep.
Very good.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
Well, if nothing else, just it'd be interesting to just get a status. I mean, I think as an agenda item would be a status of how the plan we've agreed to is working.
Yeah.
Or not, as the case may be.
Right. I'd agree to that.
All right. On to new business. Discuss dates for the 2026 budget discussions. Now, I think this will all be predicated upon your discussions with the department heads or the directors first, and I think you've already started those. I think the CIP, they're gonna come with their, oh, that was the other thing on the 11 December.
Oh,
The CIP committee of the planning board is gonna present to the planning board their recommendations for what to bring forward to the select board for inclusion in town warrant with
Okay.
regard to capital improvement projects. So
Correct.
that's ongoing. So we should see something from the planning board presumably after the 11th.
Yep.
And then you're on.
And then, so the department heads and I have until we've given ourselves a deadline of the Friday the 5th to get all of our recommendations for the 2026 budget into operating budget into our finance system,
okay.
with footnotes included, like we did last year, if you
Mhm.
recall.
Mhm.
Our new system allows us to detail out, yes, we have a maintenance line, but and you, or the request is $5,000, say, but we have a footnote system that allows us to indicate what's comprised of that $5,000.
Good, yeah.
1,000 for.
So explanatory
tools.
notes, basically.
Yeah. So we're hoping to have all that wrapped up by the end of the day on Friday in anticipation for maybe some budget discussions next week. I just cherry picked a few days here on this
Okay.
December calendar for you to look at, but I suggested maybe 9, 10, and 12. I think we've been successful in wrapping those up in 2 days in the past. So I don't anticipate needing
Was it
all
that?
three.
Yeah,
So
really?
you'd
2
noted
days?
budget discussions with Steve and budget discussions with select board. What are the differentials?
I'm sorry, 9, 10 budget discussions with Steve for the department heads to have with the select
That
board,
was 8,
12,
8,
15,
9?
and 16.
With
Yeah.
8, 9
Oh,
with
excuse me a
with
second.
Steve.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Lost in my,
15.
I am not available on Fridays,
16.
especially not this time of the year.
all right,
So
so
that-
here I am. All right, so we'll look at
So
the 9th,
12
the
's not
10th,
gonna
so if we
work.
get the 12,
We've done it in 2 days
Have we?
before.
Yep.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just conflating it with later on meetings we have in January.
Maybe.
I always thought there were more. Well, we would have a separate meeting on personnel. We'd use 2 days to talk to we divided up the departments into 2 days of meetings.
Yep.
And then the last few years, we've had a separate meeting on personnel
Okay.
because of the need to keep up with the labor issues we have in our area and any changes we need to make to
Mm.
our, benefits package in particular, but also salary, so
Mhm.
forth. So, I would block off, it's definitely 2. I would just block off 3 to be safe.
How about 11?
She can't, no, Wendy can't do the 11th.
11's Thursday.
Oh, the 11th, sorry.
Let me see.
Did you say the 9th or 10th wouldn't work for you?
Well,
Well, I
they
Well,
were
prefer,
there's the other-
with the
yeah, that
staff.
was my note, Rich, for 9 and 10 to have discussions with the department heads and
I
myself.
thought it
Oh,
was, I
okay.
thought it was 8 and 9 on the calendar here. It's hard reading it
No, it's
sideways.
9 and 10,
It's
actually.
9 and, oh, it's
If you
9
turn
and
your
10.
head sideways.
You know,
It is
you
hard reading
can
it
use the
sideways.
little icon at the top to,
The arrow.
Yeah, I know, but I haven't downloaded it.
Oh,
So
I haven't done it
I would
either.
recommend
Okay.
looking at Monday, the 15th to start, maybe the 16th or another day in that
Alright.
week.
Mhm.
so you basically, I'm sorry, I misunderstood what you're saying. So you're starting, the process on the 5th, we're getting it all in, and then you're gonna have your discussions next week.
Yep, to tidy it up for you
Right.
on hopefully the 15th, 16th.
And, right, so, the week of the 15th, all right.
Okay.
And we usually it's usually several hours
Yeah,
each time.
What
Yeah.
I've done in the past, to my recollection, is I've booked about an hour per department.
Yes,
right.
right.
And that
Right.
seems to have fit the bill for the most part.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think we blocked off like a morning, like 9 to 12,
Yeah.
or
Yep.
1 to 4, or 1 to 3 is how we
Exactly.
did it, and then just let the departments decide,
Right.
or let the town manager work with the departments to decide who's going at when, and then just letting us know and getting us the material for that meeting.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, did you say the 15th?
Starting on the 15th.
Yeah, I'm good anytime on the 15th.
Yeah, if we can do the morning, I can do the.
All right,
15th.
you want to do 9 to 12 on the
Can
15th?
we start at 8? 8:30?
8:30.
I guess. I'll bring my coffee with me. So,
You know what? I'll
no,
even-
but are you
I'll
if
even
you're
bring-
pressed, we don't have to
No,
do
no,
that.
I can bring some coffee.
All right, I'm in. Anything beside coffee?
I
Just
could
asking.
bring some pastries too. If
All
that'll
right.
sweeten the earlier hour, I'm all in.
Well, the sugar will wake me up. How's that?
Okay, that's perfect.
Thank you. So 8:30, but Monday works for you. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
kind of sandwiching something. If it doesn't, we can,
Yeah, as long as it's the morning, that's
Okay.
fine.
so let's say
Maybe
11,
6,
8:30 to
5:30.
11 or 11:30?
Yeah.
Can you give us
Yeah, yeah.
11:30 just to be
Let's-
safe?
Yep, that's fine.
All right,
Does that work for you, Dan?
Yeah,
12:15.
that works great.
Sorry for
Okay.
all this housekeeping, folks. 12:15, 8:30 to 11:30. And then the next date, what works,
We're gonna end at 11:30. Would that be our last discussion to start?
no,
No,
that we would
it's
end
8.
by then. Just
Okay.
do that block, that 3-hour block. I think after 3
Yeah.
hours, I think
We're
we'll be
all
cooked,
mush anyway.
if not earlier.
Yeah.
So that should get 3 departments in.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would plan on 2 for sure, and maybe the third is
Yeah, do
just to
that.
be safe,
Yeah.
because you never know how these things go, because we're gonna have another day.
well, except if we push heavier for the first day, then maybe we have room if.
Well,
on
that was the
second
other way
day
we
if
do it,
we-
but we'll try to get
need-
3 in,
Okay.
but if we
Yeah.
can't, we'll have the second day to do whatever's left. And what would
How's-
that second day be?
12/16 work?
I can do those same, no, I can't do the morning on the 16th. I can do the afternoon. That's the public hearing for the planning board that evening at 6 PM on the zoning amendments and potentially the public hearing continuation for the application for the
Yeah.
adventure zone. Those are scheduled for 6 PM.
But yeah, the afternoon before that would be fine with me.
I can do the afternoon. I'll be back, I can start at 1.
How's that work, Dan?
Oh, it's fine. I'll,
1 to, want to just block off 1 to 4 and that way
Sure.
we get whatever we, we
Yep.
don't need the whole time, we just finish early.
Sounds good.
So that's 12, 16, 13 to 1 to 4.
Good.
And then we'll just see where we are. We should, I think, we need to talk about whether we need to have just a separate meeting for personnel. We may be able to cover it if we have enough time.
Yeah,
Because it's
We'll see
always
how
an
it
issue.
runs.
I think we should at least have not only departments, but a separate discussion on personnel. If nothing else to say, CPI is good, no further change is needed.
mhm,
So we definitely have to have
Yeah.
that discussion, and we're gonna need a discussion on the CIP.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure we're gonna be able to do it by the 16th, so we may wanna just block off so we don't fill
when
it
do
up.
we get
with our own
the
personal
CIP
schedule.
information?
I imagine we'll get it right after the meeting on the 11th. They'll vote it out. That's a Thursday, so we should have it by Friday. But we don't have, we have the rest of that week to schedule another couple hours to do personnel and CIP if necessary.
and the following week too, unless anyone's traveling.
And the following week.
Yeah.
So is there, but I'd like to get it on the schedule just so it's
Yeah, I
already
wanna
on the
avoid
schedule,
the 25th and 6th.
I suppose. Just to help staff, right?
Well,
I mean, we could do with Thursday, the
actually, the
18th,
24th.
How about Thursday?
Thursday.
Yeah,
early
There
morning.
aren't a lot of days. in
I
that
can do
week.
Thursday, the 18th. You want to do
In the
8:30
morning?
again?
Yeah,
18th works great.
Let's just put down 8:30 to 11:30 and we can always,
oh, we're just doing, I thought we were doing a couple hours.
we can do 8:30 to
10:30.
10:30.
10:30, yeah.
Okay, 8:30 to 10:30. I would just want to make sure we had enough time, that's all.
Yeah,
All
but
right. You need 10:30 that day and that's 12,
we
18.
could do 8 to 10.
No, is
And
that better
I
for you?
I
If it
mean,
is, we'll do 8 to 10.
Yeah,
All right.
and
It'll give me impetus to move it along the first 2 days, so I don't have to be here at 8 o'clock on the 18th. So 8 to 10.
and conveniently, I'll be opening the cafe that morning too, so I can bring
Oh,
coffee then. as
wow.
Are you not a morning person? Lou?
well. You gathered that?
No, I like to get my act together in the morning. I need coffee and want to read the mail, prepare for these meetings.
I'm disappointed in your cat. Your cat doesn't wake you up in time.
Cat wakes me up 3 or 4 times a night,
No.
which is
Alright,
one
so
of the
it's
reasons
18.
that I'm not at my best at 8 o'clock in the morning. Whatever that best may or may not be.
Well, thank you for
All right.
accommodating me.
No, that's not a problem, really. All right, so we have 3 days. Does that work, Steve?
Sure does.
Cool.
All right, okay, great. So now we move to dates. We're not done yet with dates, folks. I'm sorry. We move for dates for budget hearing and town meeting, which are kind of sort of set for us, at least in terms of deadlines, right?
Yeah,
Well, Rich, before we get there.
Yep.
You were kind enough to distribute the New Hampshire Municipal Association's.
Yep, and you can't turn
Calendar.
it around in your,
Yes. Oh, no, that one's actually up
Uh,
there.
What I did in hopes that it would be helpful for you is
Yeah.
I kind of calendared out more of the
mhm.
dates that
yeah,
pertain to
I start,
us
right, let me get back to
on the January,
your,
February
yeah.
calendars.
the packet, right? Thank
Um,
you.
Nothing that jumps out at me that, I really want to highlight, but I think it's helpful for us to look at it in this fashion.
Sure.
Rather than the list fashion.
Yeah.
Going forward. But yep, to your point, looks like the budget here, so I received some correspondence from Pam Martin at the SAU indicating that their budget hearing, the school's budget hearing
Mhm.
is scheduled for Monday, the 9th of February.
Right,
And in traditional fashion, we've
Mhm.
generally held our budget
next
hearing
day.
the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
And the same goes for their annual meeting. which is set for.
The 9th.
Monday, the 9th,
Ninth.
March
Yeah.
9th as
Yeah,
well.
well, we're stuck on the, well, that 10th is. The 10th is the 10th.
The
so
10th is the
that's
10th.
Town meeting day.
So-
So we usually do our budget and bond hearing at this, we usually hold both the two separate hearings. 'Cause
Mhm.
One had, we have to do the bond
Yeah.
first, then we have to close it, then we do the budget.
Yep.
We usually do that on the same night. We've been
Mhm.
able to do that in the past.
Yep.
Yep.
Let's go ahead and plan on that, but we'll have to see how things go with regard to our operating budget, our CIP, and anything else that may be coming up with regard to bonding.
Yep.
Or budget related warrant articles. So you're recommending we do the budget and bond hearing on Tuesday, the 10th, the day after school holds their budget and bond hearing.
Yeah, I think it's a good target date.
That's what we usually do. You guys good with that?
Yep.
All right, and that will meet the requirement for, that gives us time potentially to have a second, or like, we just have a few days after that, if I remember correctly, if we, for some reason, we need to have a second bite at that apple. If if rotten fruit is thrown at us, we
Right.
may have to decide, redo things and then come back in another hearing, but I think we have
The
the
13th,
last day. is
Friday, the 13th is the last day to hold
Oh,
at
Well,
one-
least.
hold at least one,
Okay, yeah,
but
you're right.
then the 16th is the last day
For
to
the bond.
publish,
The
to
public,
publish.
right, public
yeah.
hearing, right, it's on the bonds, that's what usually drives us.
Right.
And that's,
so-
you're right, the 16th, Monday.
So we'll have, if we have to come back on the bonding, we'll still
We
have a
have-
few days.
We have until the 23rd.
Do
The
we have
23rd
a
is the
legal
23rd,
last
so
day.
we'll have a week and a half.
Right.
Post the dates early? If we're gonna come back on a second date, or
Yeah,
can we
well, that's why
extend
on
it?
the 16th is the last day to
16th.
publish notice,
For the bond,
and then the 23rd is the
Right,
last
but
day.
do we have to give notice of that now?
no,
No,
I mean,
Nope,
if
we
we
have-
decide that on the 10th, is there enough time to give notice for the meeting on the 16th or whatever date that is?
Oh, yeah.
yes,
Friday, January
Some
9th.
things have,
yeah, you have a 10-day window or a
10-day
7-day
windows or
window,
whatever. I'm
No,
just
no,
trying to
fair-
make
fair point.
sure That we're
right,
looking at it from that
yeah,
perspective.
well, the one that matters is the 7 days, the 16th is 7 days before February 23rd.
exactly.
That's
what I was
what you're
pointing out.
talking about,
Yeah.
and it's the
It's-
bond,
On there on the calendar in the February.
right, so I think, because we won't be able to make the decision until the
first-
10th,
Right, until we know what happens on the 10th.
right?
Yeah.
Until we know how things go on the 10th, whether we need to have another budget or or bond or both again.
Yeah, I
And we-
guess my question was whether you just do a continuation of an open meeting.
I don't know,
Continuation
yeah,
of
I don't know if
hearing.
it'll be a continuation or whether we just have another full,
Okay,
we can check with
Yeah,
town
we'll get
council
that.
on that.
Yeah.
But we'll have the time.
I just
one way
want to
or the
make
other.
sure that we're,
Yeah, that there's a window there.
Yeah.
We have until the 23rd, so I can't imagine. It's almost that's 13 days.
Yeah.
That's, I don't know of anything, well, maybe there's one thing that's that long. The 21 days for the application and planning board, but there may be another thing, but I don't think
Notice
that's.
periods, 10, I think it's.
Usually on these sorts
Yeah.
of things, it's 7 or
10,
10 working
yeah.
days,
Yeah.
that's, we gotta be careful about that.
Yep.
All right,
Okay,
so I think we'll be okay. Let's hope that we don't have to, right?
Exactly.
And we'll go ahead and arrange the audio visual for both us and the school,
Yes,
because we'll be holding.
Yeah.
We'll probably need to check, I think we'll do the hearings in the multi-purpose room if it's available, as usual.
Budget hearing.
The budget and bond hearing, well, I think the school, I assume they'll want to set it up at the same place. And if they'll want to use our audio visual for that, we'll do it for the company we use, get it for both days.
Yeah.
9 and
That
10.
would be the first year back in the multipurpose room. Is that what we wanna do?
we can talk about it with
Yeah.
Pam.
Yeah, no, we have to talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
See whether we're,
Nail down a location.
well, this is just a public hearing. It's not, it's not the. My recollection is we did the public hearing in the multi-purpose room when it was not a classroom. And then, but we shifted to the gym.
Yes,
Right.
we have done that before COVID, but I don't think we have shifted back to the multipurpose room.
Oh, we haven't.
I don't think
No.
so.
Oh, okay, so want to keep it for the gym.
I'm just wondering. if
Last
the numbers,
year,
I think dictate
we
that.
did.
yeah,
The numbers,
I think there'll be some turnout.
okay.
given the nu- I
No,
mean,
no,
given
you guys are right.
the big
You guys
numbers we're
are right. I
talking
wasn't
about,
thinking
yeah.
about it properly.
Right,
All right, so the gym, audio visual, 9
Start
and
there,
10,
yeah.
for both the school and the town. All right, we can you communicate that to Mike and Pam?
Yeah.
See, make sure everything's good to go with them. All right, and then town meeting is on the 10th. All right, shall we move on to old business?
Sure.
First up is the Waterville Valley transit agreement, ski resort transit agreement. So we have until the 15th to decide whether or not to sign agreement. We've been in touch with town council and he's recommended a couple changes. Nothing that is, I think, objectionable, so we will get those to Katie in time for us to sign it. I think I was fine with it, with those changes.
Yeah.
I think we just need to let Katie know what those changes are. One of the changes is to protect the town in the event that one of the parties of the agreement decides not to participate in 2026.
Okay.
So we would like to write that into the agreement. I think we need to discuss this a little bit in that I would not feel comfortable with the town picking up an additional 25% if it was just the ski resort and the town.
Correct. I agree.
So we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay, so I just want to put that down at this meeting. And that one of the changes will reflect that we will pay 25% and no more than 25%. And we're willing to sign that contract with a couple of those legal changes, specifically that one. And then we just have to see how things play out. We understand there's some turmoil in the resort association about whether or not to sign the agreement this year.
So a little bit more history that you probably need to be aware of is there has been, in the past, the transit agreement has been with the individual lodges. So,
Right, and they aren't specified in this particular agreement. Now, it's moved to specifying those lodges in the agreement we have now, I have had, but go ahead, I'm sorry.
correct, because currently it's written for the WVRA.
Right, and they were included in it. Right.
That.
Right,
So it would be on the lodges to pick up that extra 25%. In the past, we have actually discontinued operations of the transit system with lodges if they are in the rears or don't pay on that. So we have had that even in my tenure.
right,
We've had that in the past.
Okay.
Because of certain lodging.
Not willing to
organizations that
pay,
didn't want to
right.
participate. So just so you're under the understanding, this has been in the history of the transit agreement. It's not unseen that it's not just a three-party system.
Okay. Yeah, no, again, we're willing to sign it. We're gonna press obviously for that one addition to
Sure.
the,
And there's nothing in the agreement that has ever stated that you would be paying
Correct.
more than 25%.
correct. I think our town council said, just want to make that explicit.
Sure.
And then we'll just, whatever falls out from the third party or for the other parties that come in to make up the difference, then we'll be ready to move forward with the current agreement with those legal changes at a 25% rate at what
The current rate,
the current, what Katie had put forward in front of,
which has always been the agreement.
right,
No change.
whatever it is, 73 something thousand, whatever it was.
Yeah, that changes.
Right.
That part.
But I mean,
changes. The percentage is-
what's in the current agreement, right? The
Correct.
percentage doesn't change, but the amount, the exact amounts
Correct.
for the current contract. Okay, so we good with
Yes.
that? All right, well, so we'll get that to Katie as soon as we can get a hold of town council and ask them to pass it along to them.
Very good.
Okay. Town Manager Search Committee. What's happening there, Steve? Can you give us a little update?
Yep, so we met about a week and a half ago as a committee where I shared with them just a little bit of feedback that I received from some phone screens that I had conducted, resulting in 3 candidates that the committee is entertaining to interview. They had made the decision not to interview in December and hold until after the holidays and conduct those interviews in January.
Okay,
Meanwhile, we have the headhunters engaged.
Meanwhile, I've reached out to 2 different headhunters. One I have not been successful hearing back from. The other I have, and I'm waiting for a proposal on to help us with the search.
Which style is that one? I forget the exact terminology, but one is more focused,
Yeah.
one is more general.
I forget the style terminology as well, but the focus is the town would pay upon a hire. So there would be
Right.
no upfront retainage to conduct the search. It would be if they find a qualified candidate and the town decides to move forward with that candidate, there would be a
Right.
percentage
But
involved.
there's a higher percentage for the more focused search versus the lower percentage for the more general search. So which one is this?
This is the search where it would be a lower percentage
I
because
think
we're
it's the
not,
less
General,
focused.
Yeah,
less
I think it's
focused.
the less focused. one,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
And that there hasn't been anyone else, because you put out an RFP, right?
no, I just made contact with a couple of search firms
Oh,
that have
hadn't we-
municipal experience.
And we talked about, all right, I thought we talked about an RFP or an RFQ or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if we need to at this point. I mean,
I don't
we
know. I
could
mean,
potentially.
I
I
would
feel like we
delay
need
the
all of our
process.
irons in the fire.
Yeah,
And then is the ad rerunning?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. And have there been any more applicants?
I reposted on Monday and I have not checked Indeed since I reposted it, but I'll make an effort to check it again this week.
And is it on the municipal sites as well? Or has it
On-
just been continuing to run on those?
It's been continuing on NHMA, but I
Okay.
want to get it back up to the front of the list, so
Yeah.
I just gotta work with them on how to do that. Cause they get buried over time, as
Oh, of
people
course,
put
yeah.
adverts, RFPs on there, it just
Yeah.
gets buried and buried and buried, so. I'll work with them to refresh it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, why don't we come back at this on our next meeting on the 17th and to see if Margaret's available as the chair of the search committee? So we can have maybe a bit of an in-depth discussion
Yeah.
about where things are and where we may need. By that time, we'll be so close to the holiday season that we're basically gonna be kind of offline anyway.
Hmm.
We could do it sooner if you want. We can have Margaret come to when's the first date?
No, I mean, the
Well, it's the
search
15th.
committee,
Yeah,
the search committee probably needs time to do their thing, right? So you're scheduling interviews currently?
I don't think they're even
Is that- no.
scheduling them, right?
Oh, no, they're not till January,
Not till
right,
January,
right.
so they're not, I don't think they're doing anything right now, right?
Okay, so then the 17th is as good as any, right?
Yeah.
There's nothing.
Yeah. So if she's available on the 17th.
I'll reach out.
Talk to us. If for some reason that doesn't work for her, I mean, we're now meeting on the 15th, the 16th and 18th. I think we could squeeze in
Yeah,
a half hour to talk to Margaret
Yeah.
on one of those dates. So sometime that week
Sure.
would be good. Anything else on the search committee?
Nope.
All right, let's move on to the update of the wastewater treatment facility project. Good evening, Dylan, or afternoon, I should say. Seems like it's getting dark now, so still afternoon. You're on.
So communication, I didn't know if you wanted to pick up that from there.
Yeah, sure, whatever you like.
Sure. Really, the best place to start off is regarding the public hearing. And,
Yes.
There's still quite a few different items that we're awaiting, from both really, parties that we need the most information from, Black and Beach and
Okay,
PFM. So I would recommend that we postpone that if the board is willing to do that, because the last thing we want to do is not necessarily have all of the information that we need to. I don't want people to walk away from that feeling uninformed and misinformed.
correct,
So,
right.
uh,
And these parties are gonna be at the meeting, right? We're arranging that when we do have this is Black and Beach, PFM,
legal counsel,
and legal counsel as well. Is the state gonna be there potentially?
I hadn't reached out to them because, to be honest with you, we had submitted our 90% BODR to them and they haven't even responded.
We haven't, and that's why we
Yeah.
haven't released it yet, because we're still waiting for them to
Correct.
to
Yeah. They
tell
haven't
us.
even given us an opportunity to review it with them.
Right, and we need to do that before a public hearing anyway,
Correct.
because if they have issues, which we're not anticipating, right?
Right. If there are, they'll be minor.
Right.
And it won't be anything that would impact
All right.
the project as a whole.
So as I've said earlier in a different venue, we're kind of hostage to events here. We've been advertising for quite some time that we would do it in the fall, and the fall slipped to December, and now it looks like we're slipping into January, but I don't see what choice we have. I don't want to go hold a public hearing with partial information. I just don't
wouldn't
see
be
that as
wise.
a good
Nope.
good
Yeah.
move as
No, but it is frustrating.
it is. Are we recommending January? I mean, is that sort of say
Yeah.
mid, same general time frame, middle of January as opposed to the week of 18 December, the equivalent week in January, whatever that is?
I think that would be adequate. I mean, the only, what's really complicating it, at this point is all these corporations around the holidays seem to just more or less come to a halt.
Mm.
Yeah.
Which is the same thing with the state.
Sure.
You know, and that's
Right.
really what's holding up progress.
Yeah,
At least from my perspective. So I think January 18th would be
Yeah.
a safe bet. I think, was it about a month and a half?
Yeah, well, but it'd be about a month we would plan the week of the 18th of December.
Right.
So the equivalent week is the week of 19th of January of 2026.
Yeah,
So
I think that's.
is that
That's
a,
Martin Luther King Day.
yeah,
well, the week of the
the week of
19th.
it,
Okay.
yeah.
And I do not believe that is
Well,
a
there's a
state,
lot of things closed on that day.
yeah, but I don't believe that's a state. Is that a state holiday?
Yeah.
Martin Luther-
it
It is,
is.
that is a state holiday? Okay, I get confused as to which ones are and because New Hampshire has to be unique in many ways, but sometime that week, obviously not that day.
No, that sounds
Dylan?
good to me. Yeah,
Do you believe that we're on track to get the information we need from Black and Beach and
Yeah.
PFM?
absolutely.
Okay,
The information that we're waiting for really is the updated opinion of probable construction cost.
Right.
That is something that we're waiting, that we're supposed to
From
be
B&B,
receiving.
right.
Hopefully at the end of next, which would have been basically what days before we would have held the public hearing. So we
Right.
wouldn't even have time really to understand.
Digest it, right?
So, and then PFM, it's really, it's modeling, with different financing.
Options.
Yes, that's what we're trying to make sure that we have that available, that product, if you will, available to us and so that we can review it and understand that as well.
yeah, and preferably with the Black and Beach numbers feeding into their models,
Right,
Yeah, that would be preferably. Yeah,
which,
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
we-
mean,
What-
I mean, that's the real reason to delay this.
yeah,
well, we
Because
need the right numbers.
Putting, you know, random numbers, if you will, into their models doesn't do us any good.
exactly.
But we also need to remember that the OPCC, Dylan, correct me if I'm wrong, it has a variance range of what, 20 to 30%
Correct,
on or off. So we got to keep that in mind too. And I think build for the higher,
yeah. It's-
Well, that's always been, I
the
think,
worst case scenario.
I think that's, it's always been our approach.
Yeah.
But we do give a range in the OPCC, but we've always been working with the higher number to be, well, we've actually gotten with, in the middle, but we were recognizing. Okay. All right, so, I guess we need to put the word out. I think it's been advertised in the Wigwag and other places that we were planning to meet the week of the 18th. Obviously, we can ask the Wigwag to shift it to the week of the 19th of January. And I think this meeting here, the select board meeting, if we're in agreement,
Yes,
serves to advertise that as well.
right. We should probably put it out on social media as well because the wigwag will not be republished
Until, right,
until later.
so we can put it on whatever social media, our website. Just to notice that the previously not scheduled but planned scheduled.
The
meeting
highly
to-
anticipated
dated
meeting.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on, beside communication.
Yeah, I was just gonna have a follow-up on that. I'm just trying to, think ahead. We'll have to obviously get with the board and see what dates work best for you, for you, because we'll have to coordinate with the other three parties
Right.
as well.
Right, the presentation, right.
Correct. That
Prep for
shouldn't
it.
be any issue to get the three parties here. It's just making sure that there isn't any conflict with school breaks or anything like that for the people that we actually need to be here, since that's the week of Martin Luther King Day. I don't know.
Right.
Because like PFM, for example, we have people come from Pennsylvania.
Modifications that week.
Yeah, so,
Well, I mean, what's been driving us too is the need, if it is indeed a need of putting a warrant forward. An article for the warrant forward in March, and we have a date, I think, in February that we have to,
can I bring up this one concept?
Yeah.
And we don't spend a whole lot of time on it, but
yeah,
I've had probably. 5 or 6 meetings. Throughout the week with Flag Beach this week.
Mhm.
I floated to Mario the concept of how would it set us back if we didn't have our bond article be on the warrant
Yeah.
for 20.
We may not have to do it,
Yeah,
right,
he said he didn't think it would be impactful.
Okay.
to the
at this point, because we already have
Okay.
authorization from town meeting several years ago now, or a
Right.
couple years ago,
So the reason
for the
why
full-
that came up was
for the
because
42 million.
what I'm conceptually planning in my mind, at least, as I'm working with them, is trying to really better understand as we work through this final design portion of the project, refining the cost. The last thing I think we collectively want to do is go to the town and ask for any amount of money,
Yeah.
and even if it's substantially higher than it needs to be. Great.
No,
Even
no, we don't
lower,
want,
but
if we don't have
we
to
wanna
have a
be
warrant
accurate.
article this year,
Yes.
then we
Right.
won't, because we're not sure of the numbers, then we won't.
That's
Yeah.
right. So that, it's just a concept that I asked, floated by him, and he didn't see any issue with it, because it's really just engineering money up into the point. We would be bidding though in May of 27, so we have plenty of time between town meeting.
Okay.
So we're not bidding next year, that's pushed back.
We're never gonna bid construction in 26.
Hmm.
Bidding was always gonna be in 27.
Okay, spring of, bidding in 27 or preparing the documents in 26? To
Well,
bid in
doc-
27.
Bid documents would be winter of 26.
Right,
Q4
okay.
of 26. Bidding would be in,
Awarded.
in spring of 27, awarded in spring of 27. And the idea behind that is people are hungrier coming out of the winter.
Yeah.
So you don't want to really bid it in the fall where they're kind of wrapping up their work. You want people to be looking for work. You get a better. More
I hope so.
competitive price. Yeah,
But
hopefully.
hope to be,
Take whatever
the hope to
we
be
get,
available,
yeah.
you know, because I thought we've always tried to get it in the fall, because we were worried about their schedules getting filled up.
Well, on the smaller projects, certainly, but this is going to be, I mean, the reality of it is I've been getting phone ever since I put that RFP out for value engineering. I've had-
Emails.
What's that?
I've been getting emails.
Yeah. I've had-
Construction contract.
Oh, okay, I hadn't heard this.
There's really only 3 construction firms that are capable of handling this in the entire eastern seaboard.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
because of the size of it, because of the size of the project.
Okay,
So that is going to complicate things, but those 3 all reached out and want to know as much information as they can. You know, I'm not going to share.
right, none, we
everything
haven't
else.
published the BODR yet, so.
Right.
right.
I mean, it's really just giving them the
General.
timeline of what we're
Yeah.
anticipating is boss I'm comfortable giving them at this point. But it's interesting because that's something that I think people aren't aware of, is because of the sheer size of the project, companies need to be able to bond it. There's an insurance aspect to this that we need to make sure that we have a product that's functioning at the end, and not
Sure.
someone just walks away and leaves us with.
Something that
Yes.
doesn't work. Right.
Yeah.
So that's a different aspect that people need to understand. But I just wanted to share that component. of it
Okay,
as well.
no, I understand better now, thank you.
Yep, no problem. Legal update, I don't think we have had, oh, well, we did submit our proposed schedule to EPA with our offering to them regarding studying. So let's get it in.
Yeah.
Finish your thought first.
Okay. Regarding more or less enhancements to the lagoons, to try to get better, closer to being in compliance with that ammonia schedule.
Yeah.
Right,
Because, of our basically 5-year extension we're asking for. So,
Right.
So my question had to do with the value engineering.
Mhm.
What's the status update on that?
So, we have a closing date of the
9
9th.
December.
I had an engineering firm reach out to me asking if I would be willing to issue a week extension. I said no, because from a week from that Monday is no different than that Friday, in my opinion. So I told them the best I could do was the 12th. They were going to get back to me with whether or not that would be sufficient for them. I don't want to extend it out a week and issue an addendum to, a bunch of people that are interested,
Yeah.
necessarily, if it may not change them even submitting on it anyhow.
Mhm.
So as of right now, it's still scheduled to close on 12/9. The reason why I chose that day was so that way I had time to get them in, review them, and then
Review.
give them to the board in time, and then we could select basically the firm at that board meeting on the
17th,
Yeah.
right?
So
Okay,
I want to try to expedite this portion of it as much as we can because,
Sure.
you know, time, as we all know, is passing by very quickly.
Yes.
yeah. Okay. So we're on track.
I think so.
Okay. Perfect.
So, yeah, legal update, that was really it. And then funding update, I don't think we have anything
Nothing
there.
there. Still waiting for PFM.
Yeah.
We do gotta look at that. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem.
Let's move to department head updates. Since you were talking, Dylan, would you like to just continue on with
Sure.
current operations?
You know, maybe just more or less more of the same. You had a couple vacations, people went away for the holidays. So just getting back into the swing of things. Everything with with the sludge end is wrapped up for the winter. So we're all done with that. Yeah, no, nothing major. Just getting ready for the winter season, I guess.
Okay,
Unless you guys have any questions.
No. well, early cold, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, that's always a concern of mine
Yeah.
is when we have these rapidly
Right.
drop, you know, sub-zero temps early on. But
Yeah.
out of our control, see what happens.
I have one question. I think we're good to go with the contract, right? Where did I do it? Here it is, with Johnston. The contact with Johnston for it's all signed, sealed, and
They
as a
received that.
retainer,
That's
they're
correct.
good?
Yep. Yeah.
All right, so
I-
the season is beginning. I just wanted to
Yeah.
I hear you say that we have a contract
We do.
with Johnston to help us with any
Water main breaks.
water main
sewage
breaks,
issues. Yep,
sewage issues.
That's correct.
Good.
Yeah.
All right, got that on record. Good. Thank you. Any-
Okay.
Any other questions for Dylan?
No,
No.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Payer, hello.
How are you?
What's happening? It looks like you guys were busy or was I just, is that your normal in your report? It looks like you had a couple busy
No, that's pretty typical. We had some bigger calls, I'll have to say.
yeah, maybe that's what I was sensing. It seemed like a busy period.
Yeah, 66 calls in 2 weeks. It picked up. We had a couple probably weeks where we didn't have. It was a little bit of a lull, but it's weird. It's dead again. Yes.
One question I had, just on your report, you mentioned that there were 31 motor vehicle stops and
Yeah.
2 parking citations.
Yeah.
Can you just expand upon that just a little bit?
We're just trying to give an idea of, I don't know, I don't have them broken down.
No, not great, deal, but you're
The
talking
31
speeding,
the
basically,
31 motor vehicle stops are just cars that we've stopped in 2-week periods, so. 31
mostly
stops.
for speeding, would that be
I-
fair?
So the inspection, as you guys know, is going out.
Away,
Yep,
right?
end of January. That's a tough one now to stop cars for. We still are stopping it. You're not seeing as many in that situation, so I'd have to say the majority of ours are speeding, yes.
Right.
Yep. And then the 2 parking citations, I don't know exactly where they were. Yesterday, I think I wrote 3 or we wrote 3 or 4 yesterday alone. It was the first snow. People just, I don't understand, just parking at the intersection of Triple A and West Branch, just park there. Just stuff like that. We'll have that at the beginning of the year once the snow flies.
Yeah, so you're seeing it up by the Livermore parking area,
Yeah.
is that?
Well, they just
Yeah.
parked at the end of Triple I Road with Tim's guys have put the rope across that says,
Yeah,
no, just park right there. and
oh, right in front of the,
Just
right in front of the
middle
road.
No, they didn't,
Oh.
just right in the
Oh,
road.
all right,
No, not even a side, just right in the road.
Okay.
A couple people at the ski area yesterday got tickets. Tim's obviously good with that. So, no, it's just
it's not on-street parking in town, that's what I was trying to get
No.
at, it's,
No.
oh, not
Well,
in this
somebody-
village area, okay.
Well-
somebody parked up in front of my place. And they were there for 6 hours, maybe,
Yeah, call if.
right
yeah.
in front of the no parking sign.
Oh, I'm sure, that's where they love. to
And
park.
they're
Yes.
about maybe
Magnet.
10 to 15 feet away from the fire hydrant.
Yep, yeah, don't hesitate to call. I dealt with another residents that, yesterday that we've had some parking issues with. Recently, and had a conversation with them that there's no more warnings, you can't park outside your house. It is a short-term rental, so they've got their warning of what is expected out of short-term rentals. I had that conversation yesterday. Also today I dealt with Lost Pass parking. As you're going up, there was a trailer, a porta potty and a dumpster still half on the road from the construction site. They were instructed those all need to be moved, so they were gonna be moved today or tomorrow, so. That should eliminate that issue, but Dan, if you see people out there, just call and we'll come out. Obviously, with more people in town, it's getting busier, so it's getting,
Well, with tubing probably coming online, we'll get the perennial issue.
well, it's just, well. I think
Although we've
opening up-
extended it. We've
I said,
extended.
opening up that, Craig,
Yeah.
made a comment to one of the guys this weekend, thanking me again for opening it up and making it a little bit bigger. So I don't think we'll have as many issues, I really don't.
Good, hope not.
Yeah, so. Other than that, anything in the report, questions about?
Anybody else have any questions for Chief
No.
Payer?
No.
Everyone doing well? Everything good?
Yeah, everybody's good, everybody's, as Dave even said, everybody's using up their vacation time, it's the end of the year, it's. Trying to use it before you lose it type deal, so people are taking their well-needed rest. But yeah, we're gearing up, Tim's opened that ski area again, so
Yeah, I've noticed you've got some.
Yep.
Calls up there.
Saturday we went up, just the opening day, just to make sure everybody was good.
Might as well
Yeah,
start up right?
absolutely. But I've heard that the trails are good, everybody's talking about how good it is, so. There's quite a few people up there again tonight.
Excellent. All right. Anything else for Chief Payer?
No,
I might have to leave to do.
Whenever you need.
duty, You good?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we're good.
Thank you.
thank you much.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Brooke, slide across to the next lucky contestant.
Well, the recreation department is doing well. We came out of a nice weekend, Thanksgiving weekend with kids' night out and laser tag and adult field trips and hikes and lots of stuff. So it was a nice weekend. We just started getting ready for winter, mostly our vacation week. Followed between Christmas and New Year's, which were very busy, but we had lots of programs leading up to that. Programs we're doing with the school and just our after-school programs.
So you have 18 now? Is that like a new high or
Yep, there was
something?
another one that joined up,
Yeah,
so that's very, very healthy after-school program.
Good.
Yeah, that's all I have, unless there are specific questions related to the report.
no, I have nothing other.
Staffing is good. We're looking to have plenty of staff for the vacation week. And then I think I mentioned in the report that we will start reaching out to our seasonal staff, just after the new year to sort of take the temperature of who's coming back and who's not and so on. So.
Okay, any questions for,
No,
okay,
no, thanks.
Megan, have anything to report? I didn't see.
Just in winter mode,
See
obviously
the
we
winter
had the wonderful snow that happened yesterday. Not so wonderful for us, but wonderful for the ski mountain. We're here pretty much all day. The guys went out every 2 to 3 hours plowing. We did get a more significant amount of snow for this first true snowfall. So we were just out all day doing that, trying to get sidewalks taken care of, keeping safe as much as possible. I know the whole state of New Hampshire was kind of feeling it, so other than that, not much operationally DPW side. Solid waste, they have.
Let me just back up a bit on DPW. I mean, I thought you guys did a great job on the roads. I mean, I thought they were well done. They got on top of it. My dog and I almost got run over, but that's okay. It was late. It was like 9 o'clock at night, but they saw me and I was able to scramble out of the way. They're just trucking along, doing what they need to do. But no, I think there's been doing, from my observation and walking around, the roads are looking good. This new, what I'm actually getting at is this new combination you have of the salt. Is that, what's your observation there with the greater sand in the mix?
It
Is
is
it-
greater, so it doesn't melt as quickly.
Right.
Thankfully, we had the sun today, so it melted the roads pretty nicely. But so it will stay a little bit more snowy on the road than in years past, just because we're not using straight salt We are using a more sand heavy mixture, so.
So my wife couldn't get up Cascade Ridge again yesterday.
You should have
This
bought a
time
house up
with-
there. Why'd you
This
buy a house
time
up
with,
there?
Thudded snow tires on her car. And I had to call and at least see what we could do to get somebody up there to plow it. It gets slick because it's a reasonably steep hill
Mm.
going up that hill. And it is problematic and we can't leave 4 inches of snow on the ground up there.
Okay,
Doesn't work.
all right,
It's the second time this year.
moving on.
Solid waste, we will have a public hearing for the budget for Pimmy Baker. They haven't set the date yet. There's a scheduling conflict with our North Country rep. So we're just waiting to hear back for timing, but looking probably not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. Was it the 18th, maybe? I think. Next Thursday, is what we're looking at.
Mhm.
So if you wanna watch, you're more than welcome to, but that'll just tell us what our dues will be for Pimmy Baker.
Right.
For each of the towns in the district. We'll go up slightly, but not much. That's just because household hazardous waste is becoming increasingly expensive. And then there was a internal miscommunication on Friday after Thanksgiving. We did open an hour and a half-ish later than what the opening time was posted. Which the additional opening time frame for any additional days is 8 AM to 3 PM. Not 7:30, just wanna let people be aware of that.
I think we have one more additional day this year, day after Christmas, because that falls on a Thursday. And then I think I saw is the calendar for 26 out?
Yeah, I just ran it
I
today.
thought I saw it somewhere. I think maybe Steve, you showed it to me on the screen. at one
Yeah,
point,
Megan
agenda
had shared
meeting.
it with
It's
us
been into
earlier this
PDF
week.
and it's going to be posted.
Yeah, I still think it's hard to find that calendar from our website. You gotta burrow down through several links to actually get to a calendar. Is it possible to put on the landing page of our website just a link to transfer station PDF schedule so that people can instantly,
Hours and schedule.
well, yeah, but the actual, the schedule page they produce has the hours on it, the days that they're,
I'll
what the
make it
different.
more visible.
Yeah, if you can get it on that landing page, because it'll be just a one click here, transfer station schedule. That's all you gotta say.
Yep.
Boom, and that map pops up. I
And we
think,
have that find it
not that
fast,
map, that chart, excuse me, right,
the find it fast feature.
yeah,
If you hover over it, a bunch of the,
it pops up, yeah,
maybe we can throw it on there too. I've put something on there before, so I can figure it out with you.
yeah. I think it would be better just to actually have a link that people can see as soon as you get on the landing page.
Mhm.
The first page, because that's when people are going to they're looking, where do I go to pay something? And what are the transfer station hours? Those sorts of things shouldn't even be a search. It
Mm.
should just be,
Yeah.
a link. Click here,
Sure.
a hot link to, I don't know if they're called hot links anymore. They used to be called hot links. I don't know what they're calling now.
All
right.
Would have it fixed tomorrow, we'll see. But the Bobcat the skid steer has a electrical issue with the joystick that drives it.
No.
So, it's currently taken apart,
That could be dangerous. No,
yes. So some models say we're gonna get snow tomorrow, but not very much. So just wanted to forewarn
Right.
people, in case sidewalks aren't.
say that's our sidewalk.
I do
Snow
have-
removal
I brought
apparatus.
my personal snow blower from my house. That's how we took care of the bridge today. So in the meantime, if needed, if we happen to get a significant amount of snowfall, we'll probably do sidewalks that way.
Hmm.
So it'll be a little time
Okay.
consuming, but.
Yeah.
Another reason maybe to get in on this, put a private contract on that. Meteorologist, help
Yeah.
us plan these things out a little bit. Okay. How's the staff? Everything good? I know we're still down one person and it's a
Yep.
problem. How's that search going? Have we had any bites at all?
I believe Steve refreshed it. I haven't seen anything come in my email.
Me neither.
Is it the CDL license requirement that's really making it difficult to get someone to take that job? That's the only requirement, right?
Mm,
Other than you have to be,
Well,
you know,
A functioning human being.
function. Yeah, well, I'm sure you have to, yeah, some qualification, but we're not looking for a particular mechanic, or anything. We're just looking for another.
CDL, yep.
The CDL license is still an issue. Not just for us, but for,
Yeah. Remind me
Yeah.
again how long it takes for someone to get a CDL if they were to take a course and.
So if we
we sponsor.
There's some departments, towns, who do the training in-house, you have to have I believe you have to have a specific certification for that. We don't have that.
Okay.
I think it's a
So I'm
6 week.
not quite sure how long that would take if it were in-house. But going outside, it takes about 6 months, because it's about a week course for the 6 months.
Wow,
It's 1 week out of the month, so.
So
Mm.
in the meantime, and maybe it's a budget issue. I don't know if
Mhm.
how much that would cost, but are there people in your group right now who'd be interested in that and would want to just start, since it seems like we're just treading water with finding someone new? Why not train who we have if someone's interested?
Yep, I mean, I have had, someone talk to me about it before. So it definitely is an option. It would just have to wait until the next budget season.
What is
But
the
I'm-
cost, do you know, roughly for this?
Probably roughly about 10 grand.
Okay,
I mean, the course literally walks you through it, helps you,
Right.
gives you all the
Well,
information.
that's a lot, but I mean, we don't,
It
we,
was-
I don't wanna wait to,
Find that,
I think we
yeah.
can find, we'll find a way to find it. We need another person in your department.
Yeah,
We'll find the 10K somewhere.
yeah.
I mean, I think Dan can come up with the money.
We'll find the money.
It's the salary for that.
For CDL position,
No, yes, please. Yeah.
We posted at 28,
Approximately.
I think so.
28 an hour.
20 an hour.
$28 an hour,
Mhm.
right? And I'm sorry, I haven't looked at it, but does it say, it doesn't say, I assume that we will train if someone doesn't have a CDL. We just say you need the requirement to have it. Is there a language in saying, if you don't have it, we'll
No.
train you, just get the person on board?
Right.
Yeah, I
And
can't
then if
recall
we-
if
and
it's
then-
specific
and then-
to CDL or if it's just training in general.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially if we can move forward, we're getting someone up to be licensed as an instructor.
Mm.
But just to get someone on board, and then start whether we do it over a 6 month period or whether we do it over a shorter period because there's someone in-house to do it.
Mm.
But I would certainly support the in-house.
Yeah.
I think we all would, yeah, Dan.
Do the courses run, consistently, or is there a time when
They
they
do
start?
it in 6 month chunks, so if we're wanting.
Start
to
like
do it-
January?
Yeah, I
Whatever
would
it
have
is.
to reach
Yeah.
out now.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I would say we should go ahead with that,
Yes,
right?
I agree.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
good.
And then we'll figure out how to pay for it.
Yeah.
Just seems to be a no-brainer, I think. Great idea. Okay. Anything else?
Not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Okay, great. Thanks. Think leaves administrative services.
Yes, sir.
You're double-hatted here.
All right.
So this is your other hat.
Yep, we have the financial report that was
Yep.
provided. Any questions on the finance report?
I did not have any. Wendy,
Um,
anything you'd like to raise? It's fine.
have you received an invoice for the holiday lights,
Mm,
or was that paid and just didn't show up yet?
They are up and running.
They are, they're keeping.
Yeah.
We have not received an invoice.
Okay.
Who is the vendor? We can keep an eye out for.
New England Holiday Lights, right?
New England Holiday Lights?
Yeah.
Okay. One thing that I did do after the fact is that I did, and I would like to have the opportunity at our next meeting. But one thing that we have done in the past is kind of forecasted a year-end balance,
Right.
both expenses and revenues.
Yeah.
So Katie is working on that,
Okay.
and I've asked her to get a little more creative with how we presented that in the past, but just back of the napkin, if you back out the property taxes,
Mhm.
that first line that you see on the revenues,
Yeah.
I'm estimating right now, once the Q4 water, sewer and trash revenue comes in, that our revenues are gonna be they're about $35,000 ahead of what was budgeted, which is a good number, and expenses from any calculation that I can sum up right now without Katie going into
Details, right.
the details, we're gonna be pretty close, but probably pretty favorable 25,000 to budget.
Okay.
So I
Yeah.
just found my $10,000 for the
Yeah,
CDL.
yeah.
license.
There we
Yeah,
go.
there's
So we're
no,
looking for a black, being in a black about 60.
yeah,
roughly.
yeah, I have
Give or
no,
take.
no big concerns right now of any future expenses that are gonna come down the pipe between now and the end of the year that will compromise.
We
it.
all need to knock on wood for
Yeah.
that. Gosh.
Yeah. Oh, something always comes up towards the end of the year.
Keep that trash truck clean.
Something always comes up at the end of the year. Mostly whether it's a road issue or a water main break or
Yeah.
trash truck issue.
Say it out loud.
I know.
Kristen and I started some communication with Civic Plus, like I've reported in the past, concerning their upgrade. So
But they talk about the website,
for the website.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
One thing that I learned at the NHMA conference, a requirement for, I'm assuming all websites in 2027 is that they have some kind of an ADA compliance associated with them. And
You mean for the visually impaired?
correct,
Right.
yeah.
Really?
So
Interesting.
that's,
Okay.
that's the real reason why Civic Plus is kind of jamming this upgrade
Okay.
on us at this point. And they've been pretty aggressive, and it's been a little off-putting for us, for me in particular. Kristen's okay with it, but I really wanted to test the waters and see what other platforms are out there. So I did connect at the conference with a company named Civilly that has a municipal website platform option that I did have a demo while I was there, and I was pretty attracted to what they had to offer. In terms of capabilities, I think they're pretty comparable to Civic Plus. There wasn't anything that was super eye-catching, but I do want to have the opportunity to demo with Kristen their capabilities and what
Sure.
that onboarding process would look like.
Mhm.
That onboarding process, in my opinion, would probably be a little more comprehensive, given the fact that Civic Plus already has our data and all of our information. They can just move up into a new
Model,
new
whatever.
model,
Yeah.
but
What would the expense be with switching?
well, that was what was really appealing to me. This vendor that I talked to was about a quarter of the annual cost that Civic Plus is.
And there's no onboarding expense?
That is being waived right now through a promotion.
Ah,
Yeah,
okay.
We're gonna look at it.
yeah.
When do you have to make a decision with Civic Plus, or are they just,
I've told them to cool their jets for a little
Right.
bit, so I'm gonna re-engage with them probably by the end of the year. But yeah, we've got a couple of options. I want to have. a
How
couple of
long
options.
is the promotion going on with the other company?
civilly?
Civic.
Since I expressed interest at the conference, I think we're kind of locked in for a period, but I'll find out an exact period.
Okay.
Yeah,
Let's make sure we make that decision
yeah,
Yeah,
before we lose
yes,
yeah.
lose the
Potential
benefit.
if that's who
onboarding.
you want to go.
Yeah,
with.
if,
Yeah.
yeah, but
Right.
it was just maybe force us to decide earlier, yeah.
Right.
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Just an update
Anything
on the
else in admin?
recruiting efforts. I've been having some difficulties getting in contact with our IT services provider, CCS, concerning a couple of issues. One, the request by the planning board was made to outfit all of their members
Yeah.
with an email
Yeah.
address.
Yeah.
I've sent 2 inquiries to them that I have not received a response to. I wanted to get an understanding of what that expense would entail, because to do that, you'd have to enroll them all, as you 3 know, in a Microsoft Basic license.
Mhm.
And I just wanted to know what the current monthly subscription prices were for that. So
Yeah.
I'm getting a little frustrated with that.
Yeah, I can see that, but I think it should be done. I mean, people, if they're an official. If they're sitting on an official body, they need an official town address.
Oh,
They shouldn't be
yeah.
using their personal emails.
I agree. I
Yeah,
agree.
So the cost in some sense is not a factor in my mind unless it's like really crazy.
Well, that's what I want
But we
to.
gotta do the right thing.
I'll find the money.
Good, that's two things he's gonna come to money with.
And then the other email I have out to them is I want to get their recommendations and any insight that they have on how AI is being used in a municipal space with any of their other clients. Maybe they're leveraging some AI technology that we could take advantage of that I'm just you know, not knowledgeable of. So other than that, I didn't have really much to disclose. Unless you had any questions.
Questions? Questions?
No.
All right, so that brings us to calendar review. I'm not gonna regurgitate all the new dates. I think we all have those.
Yeah.
If not, listen to the videotape. The planning board regular meeting, I think is scheduled, I mentioned is already scheduled, 8:30 a.m. here on 11th of December. And it'll be of great interest to the select board because they'll be finalizing their CIP ask to the, or recommendation, I should say, to the select board. It is also, I think they're gonna finish up the zoning amendments and vote on them for their 16 December public hearing on zoning amendments, which is required by state law, the public hearing. Our next regular select board meetings on the 17th of December here at 3 p.m., although we've been making a habit of meeting at 2 p.m.
But we're not gonna do this then, right?
I hope not, but
Okay.
all right, anything else for calendar? I think we've covered everything. Ex officio reports, Wendy, anything with their various hats on? What's happened to the town square? No, sorry, the town core
Or
working group.
we are only meeting
When
if
needed.
requested by
So-
the select board.
I see,
So
okay, I guess we've not requested.
not that I've heard.
No,
no.
not,
This sort of falls in MSW-ish campaign, whatever category. Megan had offered to put out a poll on social media for any folks who'd be interested in the green cone, so thank you for doing that. And trying to get a feel for how many people could be interested.
Mhm.
That's still running, right?
I think it went to the ending in Facebook.
Okay. Meaning,
It
sorry.
just has to be approved.
Oh, okay, okay. So.
All
We'll
right.
review that and think that was it from me, although I feel like I'm forgetting something, but at this moment, I think that's it.
I did have one constituent ask what the status was, cardboard collection at our transfer station, and I wasn't thinking fast enough on my feet to say, oh, you need to talk to Wendy about that because her committee deals with that sort of thing. So, but I feel compelled to at least raise the issue. I've had an inquiry about recycling slash, when are we going to institute cardboard recycling?
Well, I think the only thing on that the MSW working group has been talking about is the single stream recycling.
Mhm.
Just because of the space required for
Right,
baling and storing, the cardboard can't
Right.
get wet once it's collected
Right.
and space is limited. So it's just a matter of
won't be
Being-
enough room in that little attendance hut
for the cardboard.
for the cardboard.
Make the seat higher and higher.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
Right.
no, but I believe that would be something for our budget discussion, right? The single
Okay.
stream,
Okay,
the addition of a single stream unit in there.
okay,
So will be budget
that's where it
dependent.
stands, all right.
Yeah,
I know this person listens to our meetings, so there's the answer,
excellent.
okay. Anything else ex officio? Nothing.
So,
I've already mentioned the planning board ex officio issues. So I don't, no need to repeat those. Anybody have any other issues they'd like to raise?
No, I don't. have
Concerns,
any
I should say,
issues tonight.
concerns or any directives they'd like to? Right.
Nope.
We good?
Yep.
All right. Wow. Correspondence.
One 91A request came through today. It's just a submission by Alan Barco.
I can take both.
Thank you. Where he's looking for some information on the aerial rights warrant article proposal that was submitted by I think we spoke about this in a select.
At our
board
last
meeting.
meeting, we agreed to put forward for the warrant article.
Yeah.
For the March 26th town meeting.
Yep.
The business portion. The warrant article for granting the select board the authority to engage in negotiations for aerial rights over at this point, two pieces of public property, two roads, Village Road and Snowsbrook Road.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep, so I replied to his inquiry today, let him know that we've received his submission and we'll work on gathering the requested documentation for him. A lot of the correspondence was in with legal, so that, would not be submitted, but we do
Right.
have.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at the four things in particular,
Mhm.
draft versions of the warrant article proposing to allow, there are no. Well, there was a draft version presented to us
Yep,
by Tyrell. We have one that was presented to us by town council.
Mhm.
We've not, I think, have we formally voted to go forward with that one yet? It's a draft. I don't know.
believe
if I-
so.
It could still be,
We had agreed
yeah.
with.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna send the
Submitted
draft
we
to
were gonna
Tyrell,
send it
right?
We had agreed that this
draft.
is the draft we would want to put forward. Is that what we agreed?
Or that we would send it to Tyrell.
We were gonna send it to them.
Right?
They didn't have any, verbally over the
No, they were fine with that.
call. He was
Right.
fine with that.
Right.
I don't see any issues in providing that.
No, we're
information.
giving it to
There's-
the applicant.
there's-
It's not really a draft version yet because we haven't
Yeah.
actually
Right.
voted that this is the draft
Yeah.
that we want to actually
It's the
submit.
discussed version, if you will.
Yeah, well, it is a early draft version of a warrant article.
Right.
So with that's, yeah, I have no issue with passing that along as part of this process.
Okay.
Okay, yep.
That's
Yeah,
all I had.
Fulfill
for
whatever the
correspondence.
requirements are, right?
Yep.
All right. Anything else? Nothing? Alrighty, thank you, everybody. We are now going to move into non-public, if I can get approval of the board to do so. Do I have a motion to go to non-public for personnel issues?
Personnel, that's what I thought, yes, so moved.
I will second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Right. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Yeah, just let us know, Kristen, when we're over and
Over and out.
out. There is no such thing, you can't say that.
No?
Mm-mm,
No?
mm-mm. It's either over or out.
Oh,
It's never over and out. That's not right.
Good
I don't
things you
know.
learn.
Learn something new every day.
Over means you're done talking.
Guys, stay